All right, good morning, class. We're going to go over 1.1 or 1.5 basic instructions. What we're going to use today, so you'll need to make sure you have it. You can take notes, but you'll need to make sure you have a compass, is my compass, and a protractor, straight edge. If you have a protractor, you'll be good. So compass, protractor, make sure you have them for class tomorrow. So what we're going to look at today is we're going to go through the tools of geometry. So one thing I'm going to encourage you guys to do, I want you to take notes of what to do, and then I want you to write the example then. So I'm going to do the examples here as we go through it. You're going to see the basic step-by-step process. Okay, so construction, we want to use construction, we're going to use our straight edge, okay, or protractor, and our compass today. So you know what a straight edge is. Our compass is right here, and you guys will need them for tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw an angle that's congruent to angle A. Here's my angle A right here. So as we go through, we'll do it step by step. First thing it says, draw a ray. Remember, a ray has one side that has an end point. So you take your straight edge, draw a ray. And we'll label it BC. So this will be ray BC. So that's step one. Okay, next we want to take and draw an arc. So I'll use my compass now. We'll draw an arc. We'll first go to the vertex of angle A, draw an arc. Go to your ray, from point B, draw an arc. So make sure it's open the same distance on both of them. Make sure you draw both these arcs. Okay, it's a little bit easier with yours, but draw an arc for both of them. Or, I know one thing I should say, all I want you to do is just draw an angle A that looks something similar to that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to measure the distance. So if you look at this, you have 2 points on this angle A. You have these 2 points right here. So we're going to measure that distance. Again, using my compass. So I come here, measure the distance. So I open my compass to that distance. Alright, once I have it, I go to the point and I draw an arc. I draw an intersection, I draw another arc through the arc I already made. So I put the end point right where it intersects here on that point, and I draw it. Now as you can see, you have a point. Now we have a point right here. So all we have to do is connect point B to that, and there's my congruent angle. So we could say angle, and we could label this R or whatever what you want, but you could say that this is D. So you could say angle DBC, angle DBC is equal or congruent to angle A. That's what we just did. We just constructed it. Take notes, go through that example. Next thing we're going to do is perpendicular lines. Draw the symbol for me. So perpendicular means they meet at a 90 degrees. They intersect at a 90 degrees. So you're going to see this symbol, an upside down T. That means perpendicular. You'll see it throughout the book. That's what it means. What we're going to do is a perpendicular bisector is a line that bisects the angle at a 90 degrees. So we want to make 90 degrees. So that's what we're going to be looking at. All right? And I should say bisector means we cut it in half. So it not only meets at 90 degrees, but it splits the section into 2 equal parts. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a perpendicular bisector. So I have, first of all, I'm going to make a line. So x, y, I'm going to make a line congruent to that. So all we do is, once again, we draw a ray. So this is just making a congruent one. So I'm just going to draw a ray. So it's just a straight line here. All right, we'll call this line, or this ray, we'll label this C. So we'll just label the ray C. We won't label that point there. So if I want to draw something that's congruent to line X, Y, this is how you do a congruent line. You open your compass to X and Y, so it's open all the way there. Go from point C, and you can see where it intersects is right there. And now you have a congruent line. So we can label this point right here, D. So CD is congruent to X, Y. So that's how you do a congruent line, using a compass. We're not just measuring it, we're just going to use our compass. So now what we want to do is we want to draw a perpendicular bisector. So you take your compass, open it, past half the distance, so halfway mark. So you're just estimating halfway is somewhere right there. Draw an arc from one point, then flip it over. Draw an arc from your other point. Slid a little bit. But draw an arc. There you go. Just make sure you got it. Where you see the intersection of these 2 points, so where they cross, you have these 2 arcs, they meet here, and they meet here. So you fill in those 2 points. Now, take your straight edge and connect them. And now you have a perpendicular bisector. So if you look at the distance from C to this point, we'll call it E, right there, is equal, and we have a 90-degree angle right here. That's how we draw a perpendicular bisector. Last thing that we're going to go through is we're going to draw an angle bisector. So remember, an angle bisector is going to bisect an angle, so it's going to cut this angle in half. That's what we're going to be looking at. So that's what we're going to do. So if we want to go ahead and solve down here, we have an angle bisector. So N bisects this angle. So KN, this line right here, bisects the angle, cuts it in half. So JKN is equal to LKN. So JKN is 5x minus 20. NKX is, and I'm going to finish it up here, is equal. So let me draw it. I'm just going to sketch it out real quick, and then we'll do a construction. So we have this. So it has JK, N, and L. What they give us is JKN. This is 5x minus 25, and this is 3x plus 5. So it's an angle bisector, which means these angles are congruent. So this angle is congruent to that angle. And so we'd state that 5x minus 25 equals 3x plus 5. They're equal to one another. And now we can solve. So I'll subtract 3x from both sides. So those cancel. I have 2x minus 25 equals 5. Add 25. So once again, that cancels. I have 2x left. Equals 5 plus 25 is 30. Divide by 2. So x is equal to 15. If they said, what is the measure? And again, it does ask. So we solve for x. X is 15. Find the measure of JKN. So if I want to find the measure of JKN, then I would go 5, x is 15, so times 15 minus 25. 5 times 15 is 75, minus 25, so 75 minus 25 is 50. So this angle right here is 50 degrees. This angle right here would be 50 degrees. So the whole angle would be 100 degrees. So that's how you do it. Angle bisector just means it cuts it in half. So last one that we're going to do is an angle bisector. So I'm going to use angle A as my example, and I want to bisect it. I want to cut it in half. So take your compass out and draw an arc from the vertex. So my vertex is where the two lines meet. So I just take it, and you don't have to go very far, and you draw your arc. Draw an arc. There we go. So where you have that arc drawn, you have 2 points. You have a point right here and a point right here. All right, so we'll say that that's B and C. So from points B and C, you're going to draw 2 more arcs. So you go that are inside the angle. So I draw an arc here. And then I draw an arc. Compass open the same distance, and I draw an arc the other way.